My beloved child, stop for a moment. Listen, feel. There is something in the air that unsettles you, a silent presence that moves around you. You sense the weight on your soul, the tiredness that doesn't only come from your body but from something deeper. There are moments when your spirit feels restless, as if you're on the edge of something you can't name. You try to ignore it, you follow your routine, distract yourself with daily tasks. But still, in the silence of the night, that shadow remains. And now I come to open your eyes. You think your struggle is only with what you can see, with tiredness, with life's difficulties, with the challenges that rise before you. But the battle goes beyond what your natural eyes can perceive. There is an enemy lurking. He moves without haste, without noise. He doesn't knock or shout. He just waits, observes, analyzes every place where your guard is down. And when he finds a breach, he enters. You feel this battle, but you've tried to ignore it. Those nights when sleep won't come, moments when unexplained anguish overtakes you, thoughts that try to convince you you're alone, that there is no solution to your struggle. All of these are signs. You feel the oppression but call it stress. You sense the lack of peace but blame it on a busy life. But I tell you, what you've felt is not just a reflection of the physical world, it is a warning. Your spirit has already perceived it, but your mind still resists accepting it. The mistake many make is believing that the enemy only acts when we give him permission. But you must understand something. He doesn't need a conscious invitation. He infiltrates through concessions, through decisions you made without realizing their weight. He finds space in what you tolerate, in the sins you justify, in the distractions you allowed to dominate your time. You didn't notice when you began to give in, when your prayers became automatic, when your hunger for my presence began to fade, when your faith became a habit instead of a living flame inside you. And while all this was happening, he was drawing near, waiting. But now it's time to wake up. You must look at your life honestly. Where are the open doors? Where have you let your guard down? The enemy hides in the small concessions, in the shows you watch, in the words that leave your mouth without a filter, in friendships that weaken your faith instead of strengthening it. He moves in the resentments you've kept in your heart, in the wounds you chose to feed instead of surrendering to me. He infiltrates the music you listen to, in conversations full of gossip, in the little lies that seem harmless. He is patient. He doesn't need a wide open door, just a crack, a small distraction, and he enters. How many times have you been more concerned with protecting your physical home than your spiritual one? You lock the doors at night, use padlocks, install alarms. But what about your soul? Have you been watching over it? Have you protected your home from the influences that try to enter unnoticed? You've allowed wrong thoughts to dwell in you, fed feelings that destroy instead of build. My child, you need to open your eyes, because what begins small grows. What enters subtly becomes strong. The enemy doesn't just want to enter, he wants to take territory. He wants to make your mind a place of confusion, your heart a place of bitterness, your home a place of discord. He wants to extinguish your faith, so that you become just a survivor in this world, instead of a warrior moving toward victory. Many believe they are safe just because they still mention my name. But I ask you, how is the flame within you? Do you pray with authority or out of routine? Do you read my word with hunger or out of obligation? Do you fast with purpose or just as an empty ritual? The enemy does not fear rituals, he fears true faith. Empty words don't bother him, but he flees before the authority of a child of mine who knows who they are in me. You think you're protected just because you believe in me? My child, even demons believe and tremble. What separates a warrior from a religious person is how they position themselves. Have you taken your position, or have you just been watching while your faith becomes fragile, diluted by time? I did not create you to live cornered, afraid, weakened by circumstances. I called you to be strong, to rise, to fight for what is yours. You can't keep living passively, hoping things will simply improve with time. Time doesn't heal what must be confronted. Time doesn't close doors you opened. It takes a decision, it takes action. I have already given you weapons, but they are useless if you don't use them. I have already given you authority, but it has no effect if you don't exercise it. You must rise today, now. There is no more room for hesitation. Tomorrow could be too late. Close the doors, all of them. Do not allow the enemy to have access to what is yours. Renounce everything that does not honor me. Break wrong alliances. Get rid of what does not build. Change the atmosphere of your home. Declare my name over your life, over your family, over every corner of your home. Transform your home into a place where I dwell, not a place where the enemy finds comfort. Be radical, be firm, I am with you, but you need to take the first step. My child, I desire to restore your home, your mind, your heart. I want to return to you the peace that was stolen, the love that was worn out, the faith that was weakened. But you must want it, you must fight. You must decide that from today on, your home will be my territory, not a battlefield seized by the enemy. Rise now. Declare that your life belongs to me. Take possession of the authority I've already given you. Cover your home with my word, with praise, with fervent prayer. Let your voice be heard in heaven and feared in hell, because when one of my children rises, the enemy flees. The time of passivity is over. And as you rise, don't rise halfway. Partial obedience still leaves the door open. I'm not calling you to clean only what others see. I'm calling you to examine the rooms no one enters but you, the hidden places, the inner conversations, the secret agreements in your heart. Because it's there the enemy whispers most loudly, where you assume no one is listening. It's not always rebellion that weakens you. Sometimes it's delay. When you know what I've been asking, yet you push it aside with someday or soon, that hesitation is a foothold, and what you postpone today, the enemy will claim tomorrow. But I've never asked for perfection, I've asked for surrender. If there's something you know needs to go, don't wait to feel strong enough to let it go. Strength comes after surrender. The power to overcome is released when you trust me with what feels too difficult to release. I know what it costs you. I also know what it's already costing you to hold on to it. It's time to deal with your inner agreements, the lies you've accepted without questioning, the quiet thoughts that say, I'll always be this way, or things will never change. You think they're harmless thoughts, but they carry weight. What you agree with internally determines what has access to you externally. Your thoughts are not just thoughts, they're gateways. And when you rehearse hopelessness, self-pity, or bitterness, you're rehearsing defeat. But when you train your mind to speak truth, even when your emotions fight it, you build a place where my presence can remain. Don't just try to escape hard feelings, bring them into the light. Don't just push past that sadness or that fear. Invite me into it. I am not intimidated by your weakness. I draw near to it. What pushes others away draws me closer. It's not your strength that holds your home together, it's your dependence on me. So stop pretending you're okay when you're breaking. Stop hiding your struggle behind spiritual language. I can't heal what you refuse to expose. This is a season for honesty, raw, unfiltered honesty between you and me. You've confessed your sin before. But have you confessed your weariness, your doubt, your anger toward me for what I allowed or what I didn't do? Even those things need to come into the light. I will not shame you for your honesty. I will not condemn you for being human. What I will not accept is distance. I desire nearness, even in your mess, especially in your mess. But you must bring it to me. Let me show you what's actually been guiding your decisions. Let me reveal if fear is sitting in the driver's seat. Let me uncover if it's pride that's been shaping your choices. Because until you confront the real influence, you'll keep changing surface behaviors but never experience deep transformation. There are influences in your life that feel normal because they've been around so long. But familiar doesn't mean safe. It's time to take inventory of what you've allowed into your routine, your conversations, your affections. Even what entertains you has influence. You cannot carry my presence and carry compromise at the same time. One will push the other out. Your heart only has room for one throne, and if I'm not ruling it, something else is. And that something always wants to take more than it gives. You've been wondering why your passion has faded, why worship feels dry, why prayer feels mechanical. But the flame doesn't go out in a storm, it goes out in neglect. When you stop tending to what matters most, your heart grows cold, slowly, quietly, without you noticing. Rekindling doesn't require a performance. It requires return. Not return to a feeling, but return to first love. A choice to show up before me, even when it feels like nothing is happening. A commitment to keep pressing in when silence feels louder than my voice. Do you remember when you were hungry for me? When my whispers interrupted your plans, when you would stop everything just to sit with me? That hunger is still in you, it's just buried under distraction, under busyness, under disappointment. But I can bring it back to life. Scene script. I want to walk with you again, not in routine, but in intimacy. I want to be the first voice you hear in the morning and the last you listen to at night. I want to be more than your rescue in crisis. I want to be your constant. This isn't just about saving your household from darkness, it's about building a house that carries light. a place that shifts atmospheres when people walk in, a place where peace speaks louder than chaos, and love disarms every lie the world has told you. But it will take courage. Real courage, not the kind that only shows up in public worship, but the kind that rises when you're tempted in private, the courage to say no when it would be easier to blend in, the courage to forgive when it feels unfair, the courage to stand alone if necessary. You cannot overcome what you continue to entertain, and you cannot resist what you secretly admire. If you don't name it, you won't defeat it. Be honest with what still appeals to your flesh, not to shame yourself, but to break the secret bond. Let your repentance be real, not just a moment of regret, but a shift in direction. Let your apologies to me be followed by new boundaries, a new alignment, a new pursuit. Some relationships may not survive this shift. Some routines will have to be disrupted. Some comforts may feel like they're being ripped away, but I will never take what you need. I only remove what holds you back. I'm not punishing you, I'm pruning you, so that you may bear fruit again. Not fake fruit, not performance or religious activity, but the kind of fruit that others can taste and see and know. God lives here. When you clean your house spiritually, expect resistance, expect pushback. The enemy doesn't give up territory without a fight, but don't be afraid. His fight is proof that your authority threatens him. You don't have to raise your voice to shake the enemy. You have to raise your standard. Holiness is a weapon. Obedience is warfare. Peace is a strategy. And my joy in you, that joy is your strength. This is where you learn to live with a guarded heart and an open spirit, to walk in discernment without fear, to be wise as a serpent, gentle as a dove, to recognize the enemy's patterns before they repeat. Some of you keep going in circles, not because you lack power, but because you lack strategy. You keep using emotional prayers to fight spiritual strongholds, but I am calling you higher, to grow in discipline, in consistency, in wisdom. Stop waiting for motivation. Move in obedience. Growth happens when discipline takes the lead and emotions follow. Your feelings are real, but they are not always true. Let my truth lead, not your mood. Start marking your territory again. Not with fear, but with declarations. Not with empty words, but with anchored faith. Declare what your home will be, a place of healing, a place of unity, a place where I am worshipped without shame. The old atmosphere must go, even if you have to physically clean your home, shift the music, throw some things away, distance from toxic influence, do it. Be bold about it. Don't just pray for me to move, make room. Let your life become uncomfortable for the enemy. Let every decision you make echo with conviction. Let every room in your home become a declaration. This belongs to the Lord. Because you were not born to live under siege. You were born to take ground. You were not called to manage survival. You were chosen to release revival, and revival begins with you.